Welcome back to the Blackburn End Podcast, and we are here to preview the game we've all been waiting for. We know how much we're enjoying games at the moment, and we have one Tuesday night under the lights at Ewood Park, a quarter-filled ground of really happy paying customers of the Venkys. I am joined by James. James, you want to introduce where we can find yourself?
Yeah, Coach, it's the Wednesday Slide-Eye podcast at WTID Pod on all of the socials. But yeah, you can find us all the major podcasting platforms, YouTube as well. Just give it a search and you can watch two Wednesday fans whinging and moaning about the current situation at the football club, which has just consumed my whole life for the last however long.
Well, we know the feeling. We really do. James, do you want to just give us a quick sort of summary of this? We'll stick to football for a second. Just a summary of the season, of how it's gone so far, because obviously we were in similar positions, and the last time you came to Ewood Park, it was very, very different for both of us. So, just a summary of how your season's gone under Danny Rohl so far.
Yeah, so obviously Danny Rohl came in last season. It was a bit of a miracle that we stayed up. We were in, I think the worst start to a season by any football club. So for us to get out and survive was fantastic. Obviously, beat you at your place to get out of the relegation zone for the first time all season. But yeah, going into this season, we finished really strong last year, and obviously we were fairly, I wouldn't say confident, but we were confident that we wouldn't have had a season like last season, if you know what I mean. I came out and said if we'd get mid-table or 10th, it would have been a really good result. Obviously, the season's gone on and we've flirted with the playoffs. We've got close, but we haven't really challenged. And I think we've had injuries, certainly injuries at the back, which haven't helped, and a really poor January transfer window just hasn't helped whatsoever. There's been a lot of murmurings off the pitch, to do with Danny Rohl. He had links with Southampton. Southampton actually were interested in him before Juric came in. I know he's now been sacked as well, so that's all started again. And that kind of disrupted things in January, really, which, we desperately needed a centre-back. We were playing, fourth and fifth choice centre-backs at the back. I said fifth choice centre-back. One of them, Max Lowe, he's a left-back. Never played centre-back in his career, but yet we were having to play there. Did a good job and everything, but it was very much, round pegs in square holes, which just wasn't really working. And, this season, it is a weird one, because if you would have given us 12th, given what we had last season, you'd say you're happy with it. But I think whenever you're flirting with the top six and you could potentially get there, it is always a little bit disappointing when you have dropped off in the manner that we have. And with a bit of investment, we perhaps could have done a little bit better. But here we are. Really, it's just been we've conceded far too many goals, too many sloppy goals, too many mistakes that we've been making. Yes, we've scored quite a few goals as well, which has kind of papered over the cracks. But with those injuries at the back, really, really struggling. And we've got the most goals from losing positions, but which is all good and well. But I'd rather not be losing in the first place, to be honest. So it's a bit of a moot point sometimes.
Yeah, I think that's something we struggled with previously, but exactly the same under Eustace this season, where we were managing to come back into games and they weren't dead and gone. But you think, well, just start a bit better, and it might help. So in terms of the off the field side of it now, I know this is a very complex situation, but just try and break it down for us simple Blackburn folk. We are obviously not happy with our owners right now. Let's have an owner off. Why is yours worse than ours? What's going on down there?
I feel like it's the game of top trumps, this one, but not the game that you'd really want to be winning in. No, he's been here 10 years. It was 10 years in January. And yes, we flirted with the Premier League, got to within 90 minutes of the playoffs in his first full year that Chansiri was there. We got to the playoffs the season after. But then ever since then, it has just been a catalogue of mistakes. And yes, he's put a lot of money into the club, I think to the tune of about 180 million, I think it is, or something like that. But he kind of uses that as a stick to beat us with, that he's putting all this money into the club, when I think the biggest problem is that he says it's been badly advised, but he's not really put people in in proper footballing positions to actually advise him. He did have some at the start. He got rid of them. I think he had Glenn Roeder. He came in. He went straight away. We had Catherine Mayer from Charlton, from the Charlton days. She didn't last very long either. And at the time, because he was kind of new in the Chansiri reign, he didn't really kind of understand what was going on. But as time goes on, you look back and you think there's a common denominator here, and it's him. Yeah. He's just very, very difficult to work with. Doesn't want to listen to anyone. Doesn't listen to the fans either. Whatever opinion we have, he feels like it's a personal attack on him. Which all right, there might be some people that are that way, but the vast majority are just trying to help. Like, we don't have a CEO, we don't have a director of football. All the decisions are made by him, and all the decisions are born out of kind of his raw emotions, which you could argue you want that sometimes from an owner, but someone who's he's come from Thailand. He came and he admitted he had very little knowledge of football. All his decisions are based on kind of we got rid of Darren Moore when we got into the Championship because he didn't like him. Like, and I know you have to have a good relationship, but really, it shouldn't just be chairman and then manager. There should be other people in the way before you get there that are stopping that from happening. Every Danny Rohl now they've fallen out. They said that they haven't, but things happen in January. There has clearly been a falling out between the two of them, and it's every single time. Every time there's some sort of positivity, he just kills it instantly. And we haven't even got onto the prices of things. I mean, I do a section on my pod where we're talking about just items out of the club shop. You have the same supplier for your kit as us, Macron, and your shirts are £10 cheaper than ours, straight off the bat. Like, that instantly, why is that the case? Like, you're a similar club to what we are. You've not been to the Premier League for some years, obviously sooner than us, but you can't use the parachute payments as an excuse. Season ticket prices are absolutely extortionate. My season ticket was £600, I think it was, for next season, which, by the way, went on sale in December this season. So we're only a couple of months into the season, and the season tickets for the following year have already gone on sale. Not only that, even we put a shirt up for sale. So the 25-26 third shirt is going to have the old badge, the old Sheffield Wednesday badge, which you'll have seen from the 90s, which everyone loves. We haven't seen a picture of what this kit's going to look like. All we've been told it's going to be white and blue, and everyone went out and bought it. But why are we selling a kit for next season that we haven't even seen? Like, honestly, he's such, he's trying to cash grab all the time. And then we get the news this week. I mean, as of today, as we record this on Monday the 7th, the players' wages have been paid. As of last week, they should have been paid, not last Friday, the Friday before, so the end of March, right. They weren't paid. So we played Cardiff the day after. We was unaware that the players had been paid. On the Monday, it was announced, because by EFL regulations, you have to tell the EFL within 2 working days if you haven't paid HMRC or your players' wages. That came out last Monday. It's been announced today on day 29 of because if you get 30 days of missed payments, you get a 3-window transfer embargo. So he's come out on day 29 on the 11th hour and said that the players have now been paid. People are probably thinking, day 29, you only said it was last week. Well, last year we didn't pay HMRC either, so we went 22 days, I think, with unpaid payments to the government for tax. So it's really bad. It's really bad. And it's taken to this moment now. I mean, we've been quite consistent with our message in that the chairman's simply not fit enough to run the football club. It's now come out that he just cannot fulfil his financial duties. Supporters groups have got on board since the news that the players haven't been paid. They all sit on an engagement panel with the club, and they have been relatively quiet for quite some time, which I get. They've all, that's their line into the club, and they've got to kind of do things the proper way. They've now come out and all collectively said that this, enough is enough, and the chairman has got to go. So it does feel like his house of cards is slowly but surely, collapsing underneath him. And I don't know how long it's going to take to get him out. He needs to. he needs to talk to people to sell the football club, but hopefully, it's going to be sooner rather than later because, well, I said it there, enough is enough. We've all had enough. It's not good enough. He shouldn't be let off the hook for paying the players. It's simple business duties that you just need to fulfil. And, yeah, it's just not good enough.
Yeah. I mean, we obviously only see snippets of that as opposition supporters. One of the things that struck me was the ticket prices at Hillsborough were just outrageous. Absolutely outrageous.
We played Sheffield United in the Steel City Derby. I got a ticket for my dad. I sit on the north stand, so I don't even sit in the most expensive seats. It was £50 for a ticket to watch the Steel City Derby, of which there was, I think there were 33,000 fans there on for that game. We've probably got, 18, 19,000 season ticket holders. People will pay it, and that is the problem as well. People will come because, it's not like a pair of trainers. If I buy a pair of Nike trainers and they fall apart, I'll probably consider buying Adidas trainers the next time. You can't do that with football. I can't just go down to go and watch Sheffield United play. The top of the league, they're probably going to play in the Premier League. I can't just go down and watch them because I'm a Sheffield Wednesday fan through and through ever since I've been born. And my son, he's 4 years old. He'll be a Sheffield Wednesday fan through and through as well. You can't just do that. People see football as a release. It's a release from the day-to-day, things at work, things in the family, to see the mates, see the friends, whatever it is. People use football as that mechanism to do that. And people will pay. I've just mentioned there, buy a shirt for next season I haven't even seen just because it's going to have the old badge on. People will spend their money, but when you feel like you're being ripped off, you can still spend it, but still be annoyed at the same time. Because I bought a season ticket next season because I want to go. I want to go to the matches. I don't want to feel like I'm missing out. I enjoy it, believe it or not, as depressing as it can be. I mean, the football this season has not been that bad, to be honest. We haven't won a game at home since New Year's Day, but you can't take that away from people. And people saying just don't go, it's easier said than done. Because again, we all enjoy going to the football.
Yeah, and that's kind of what's happening at Ewood at the moment, where people are torn between. I mean, we've had a number of supporters who have never been back since the early days of Venkys, so people have a pop at our attendances, but a significant number of that, there is a drop off from the Premier League, but then there's a significant number of that is actually people saying, I am not going. Right, let's try and lighten the mood slightly. So in terms of memories of playing Rovers, so I have some quite early memories of playing you guys. What's your earliest memories of playing Rovers?
Earliest memories of playing? I mean, I was my earliest memories of Sheffield Wednesday when we got relegated out of the Premier League. So that was like 99, 2000. So I can't go back too many since then. I can remember when we played you in the League Cup. I want to say, was it the semi-final? I think it was, and we you narrowly. It was in the semi-final, weren't it? You got to the final that year. That was kind of early 2000s, weren't it? I can remember that one being mightily disappointed that we'd lost that one. I think the second leg was at your place. I think we draw in the first leg, I want to say, maybe, and then we.
Andy Cole made his debut, so yeah, I remember him scoring. I think it could have been 1-1. Yeah, I think who was the massive striker you had at that point? I think he scored.
Gerald Sibon.
Right on the spot. That's the one. Great shout, yes. And then he came to Ewood, and we obviously won in the second leg, and we went on to win the cup. So you were beaten by the eventual winners.
Yeah, it softens the blow a little bit. I'm just looking now. No, you beat us 2-1 at Hillsborough. Efan Okoku scored, and then
Efan Okoku it was.
Yeah, Craig Hignett and Andrew Cole, to give him his full title,
of course,
scoring for you. But yeah, that's kind of like my earliest memory. I mean, to be honest, when you talk about memories of playing Blackburn Rovers, I was there last season in that away end, 7,000 fans in that away end, which I think was a mistake from your behalf, but we'll not get onto that. It was an amazing away day. It was like the siege mentality. We'd not been out of the bottom three all season. Every week there was a different team that had dropped into that bottom three, and to beat you in the way that we did, 3-1 winners, fantastic goal by Josh Windass, Ainsley Pears gifting us a goal as well, and then I think Marvin Johnson with the other one, 2 goals in front of the away fans that day. Yeah, absolute pandemonium. yeah, that was just it felt like a home game. I'm not going to lie, with the atmosphere that we created in that one. That was a great memory. One of the worst memories though is the 5-0 drubbing that you gave us at Hillsborough. That was, I think you were 4-0 up after, in the first half. And yeah, when we talk about kind of bad games that we've had as Sheffield Wednesday fans, that one does come up quite a bit. I remember that my father-in-law said, "I'll wait until the next goal goes in, and then I'm off." And I think it came on 48 minutes or something like that. It wasn't long in the second half anyway. But yeah, 5-0 drubbing. That was a horrible day.
It came from nowhere as well. Yeah, I remember. Obviously, last season it was a game that I think if we'd have drawn with the way things were, and obviously we were playing against you, I think we'd have been safe, and we set up to not lose. And once you do that and you concede, it all unravelled. Yes.
Yeah.
In terms of this game, obviously it'd be very different. I can't imagine there'll be 7,000 Sheffield Wednesday fans there. There might not be 7,000 Rovers fans there either, to be fair. But how do you think you'll line up? How do you see the game going?
Yeah, in terms of the lineup, I think we're going to line up very, very similar into the way that we played against Hull. So we had James Beadle in goal when you played us at Hillsborough last time around. We've also got James Beadle's on loan from Brighton. We had him last season, so he was there when we came to Ewood Park last season. We had him on a season-long loan this time around. He's played every single game apart from played Cardiff and then last time out against Hull. We've put Piers Charles in there now. People might have seen Piers Charles. He's the younger brother of Shea Charles, who we've got on loan from Southampton. But Piers Charles is our player. He's only, I think he's 19 years old. He's actually played more games for Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland, apologies, than he has for Sheffield Wednesday in the league, which is mental. And this is the senior team as well. I'm not just talking about under 21s or anything like that. So he's broken in there. He's only 6 foot. He's not too tall, but he's a fantastic, in terms of his ball playing abilities. He's probably better than most of the players that we've got. To be fair, he's fantastic, spraying the ball about. He's come in, so he'll keep his place in goal. He's not done anything wrong. The goal that we conceded against Hull, he couldn't have done anything about. To be fair, it was a fantastic header that they scored right at the death. And I do think it's going to be very, very similar. So it'll be Michael Ahekwe and Akin Famewo at centre-back. Famewo's just come back from injury, but he had a solid game against Hull. Marvin Johnson and Paul Valentin will be two full-backs either side. Shea Charles and Barry Bannon in the middle, two best players that we've got at the moment. Barry Bannon's been our best player for many, many, many years and still continues to provide. I think there's only one player that's completed more progressive passes than Barry Bannon in the Championship this season, which is, still got it given his age. Then it'll be Josh Windass kind of operating in the 10. Jedi Gassama is our quick winger that we've got. Gone off the boil a little bit in recent games, but can still, if he has got that pace that can turn defenders around. And then it'll be Ingleson on the other side, and then probably Michael Smith leading the line, although it might be Callum Patterson, the absolute, he's a bit of a old-fashioned player. I can't believe he even plays for us still. But after his League One days and stuff. But yeah, one of the two. I think we've got most players to choose from. But some players haven't stepped up this season. But I feel like I think we'll probably go with something like that. If Danny Rohl was staying until next season, we probably might have chucked a few with the youngsters in. I think he's going to be going, so he'll probably just put his strongest 11 out and see what happens on Tuesday.
Well, thank you very much. I mean, it's pretty grim listening for everyone, isn't it? Really, I think we're in similar positions, different, but similar in terms of. I think the way I've described it a few times as a Rovers fan is football's built on hope, and we don't have to search too far to try and find it. We're always optimists. We're always looking and going, oh well, this time it'll be different, and it's been taken away from us. And it sounds like right now that there's very little for you guys as well. But James, we're going to put you on the spot. Go with a score prediction.
Well, one of our listeners at the weekend coined this as El Depressio, which I thought was incredibly funny and quite apt, to be fair. So I'll go with that one. Our away form this season has been a lot better than our home form. We haven't won a game at home since New Year's Day, which is terrible. 7 games without a win. Away from home, like I said, we have been a bit better. You're in dire straits at the moment in terms of your form. I think I'm going to give you 2. My heart, he says, we're gonna beat you. We're gonna beat you 2-0. My head is saying it's probably gonna be a 1-1 draw, and this season is just gonna fizzle out into absolute nothing. But yeah, I'll give you 2 there, because I can't come in here and say that we're not gonna win. Surely.
Well, no, and I don't think many Rovers fans are going to say that you're not going to win either. Right, James, thank you very much for your time. And just remind everyone where we can find you and we can listen to someone else being depressed rather than just us.
Yeah. If you've got some therapy and think that it's not, like you said, it's not just you that's feeling like this, you can go over to the Wednesday Till I Die podcast, search for us on YouTube, or it's at WTID Pod on all the socials, mainly X, you'll find us.
Great stuff. Thank you, buddy. And all the best for the summer. I hope things are certainly... We can't be having players not paid, can we? And people owning football clubs who don't deserve to own them need to get in the bin. So the quicker that happens for all of us, the better. All the very best for the rest of the season, next season, and getting rid of your owner, I think is absolutely something that we all share. But yes, remember to like and subscribe, listen to more depressing stuff from me and Mike, and we will see you next time.